In seconds, KARK 4 News. Now in high definition. Sponsored by your Central Arkansas Ford dealers. Now, your forecast first from KARK 4, your weather authority.
Good evening, everyone. Just a couple of very light showers southwest of Little Rock tonight in portions of Saline, Garland, over toward Hot Spring County. Most of us will stay dry tonight, temperature near 90. 76 tomorrow morning, but we're up toward 100 by the time the weekend ends. Details on your forecast coming up as KARK 4 News at 6 starts next.
Coming up, Wildfire Watch. We go in depth on how firefighters are fighting fires as a drought rages on in South Arkansas. And new information in a deadly car accident case where the driver killed her own sister. Plus, sweating over the Sugar Bowl, Ohio State vacates its win. Find out what that means for the Razorbacks.
Now, from the station you count on. In-depth, investigative, part of your community. This is KARK 4 News at 6 in high definition.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jancy Sheets.
And I'm Melissa Seamus. Bob has the night off. When Arkansas faced Ohio State last January in the Sugar Bowl, the Razorbacks took the field knowing they were playing against 5 NCAA ineligible players.
Today, OSU submitted its reply to the NCAA's charges. But does this mean anything to Arkansas? Sports Director Carrie O'Hara is standing by with that answer. Carrie.
Well, guys, simply put, the answer is no. Basically, Ohio State came into today saying they vacated their wins from the 2010-2011 season, which includes the Sugar Bowl, admitting they were wrong. That being said, this means nothing to Arkansas. The Razorbacks will not gain a win from the Sugar Bowl. The Buckeyes just don't get the win. Also, the Hogs will stand with the record of 10-3, which includes that loss to Ohio State in the Sugar Bowl. Today's submission to the NCAA, really just a proposal. The NCAA Infractions Committee will have the final say on the punishments for Ohio State. And they could be much greater, including a loss of scholarships and a ban on those bowl games, which is what we saw happen to USC. So we'll have to wait. That meeting is coming up on August 12th, and we'll have more on the story coming up in sports.
All right, we'll wait and see. Thanks a lot, Carrie. Well, it is burning up out there. With the drought affecting most of the state, wildfires are a growing threat. Today, Jefferson County was added to the Forestry Commission's list of 16 high-risk counties where wildfire only a spark away. Adam Rodriguez takes an in-depth look.
Volunteer fire crews doused the remains of a burned-out shed in Jefferson County, the victim of dry weather and bad luck.
We just got out of control. The wood's just so dry.
Carla Carlson says she was burning in the yard when a gust carried embers to the structure.
6 minutes to work here with fire trucks on scene, so it was pretty good.
Good enough to stop the fire from spreading, says Fire Chief Mike Boykin, but too late to save the shed. And it's only the beginning.
What does that mean for you when you hear that your fire danger has been elevated from moderate to high?
Pretty much lets us know that we're going to be busy. We know the call volume is going to pick up. You know, we might do 1 or 2 a week, and it might go to 1 or 2 a day now.
And with this dry weather, it only takes a leaf or two for a fire to burn out of control, as we saw today. So we wanted to know, is Jefferson County ready to declare a burn ban?
The last month, you know, we've discussed it. So every time we've gotten close to doing the burn ban, we've gotten a little bit of rain that's helped us to put it off.
Jefferson County Emergency Manager Karen Coral says they'll probably declare a burn ban next week, joining 24 other counties in the state where fires are already prohibited. The Arkansas Forestry Commission says June wildfires were triple the 10-year average, and if humidity drops below 30%, combined with winds of 10 miles or more per hour, the state could face extreme fire danger.
Common sense. Use your common sense. If it's this dry, it doesn't need to be burned, don't burn it right now at this time.
But hindsight is always 20/20.
I think it's probably time for a burn ban.
One day too late, right?
Yeah, 1 day too late.
In Jefferson County, Adam Rodriguez, KARK 4 News.
And speaking of wildfires, this heat is not helping anything at all. KARK4's Greg D has the latest on the drought conditions. Greg.
That's right, Jancy. This really started back in late May. We've had this large area of high pressure set up around the Mid-South. That stopped any frontal systems from moving down toward Arkansas. A very dry June for most of us. In fact, if you go back all the way to May 26th, through the entire month of June and now the beginning of July, Little Rock has seen just 1.17 inches of rain. And there are many places who have seen much less than that since the middle of May. And that's why we're developing these drought conditions. Here in central Arkansas and much of the state, we are abnormally dry, but you don't have to go far to the south to see extreme and exceptional drought conditions in portions of Texas and Oklahoma. If our dry pattern continues, these drought conditions will quickly build back into the Mid-South and into Arkansas, much like we saw at the end of last year and last fall. Burn bans now continue to expand not only across southern and southwest Arkansas, but now west central Arkansas from Conway, Pope over toward Yell counties added in the last several days. That means absolutely no burning. And as Adam said in his story, these likely will be expanded next week because of the forecast that we're looking at through the weekend. Melissa, I'll have that forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you. Meanwhile, gas prices are going back up. According to the AAA gas tracker, the average price in Arkansas has gone up 6 cents in the last week from $3.39 to $3.45. But a year ago, gas was only $2.52 a gallon, nearly $1 cheaper than today. According to AAA, Little Rock drivers are paying 10 cents less per gallon than drivers in Fort Smith. And you can always find the cheapest gas where you live by going to our website, ArkansasMatters.com. Just click on the gas tracker.
Disappointing job numbers revealed today. Only 18,000 new jobs were created in the month of June. This is a fraction of what was expected. Unemployment now stands at 9.2%. In Little Rock today, Senator Mark Pryor expressed disappointment in the numbers and said Congress will turn its attention to job creation once it deals with America's debt problem.
I really want to see those numbers going down, but the truth is we have a tough economy right now. It's sluggish and the recovery is fragile.
Despite that disappointing jobs report, there is one type of business, though, growing in Central Arkansas, the business of local food. KRK4's Jessica Dean joining us now with more. Jessica.
Jancy, for years we've heard about the locavores, people who seek out meat and produce grown locally. Well, as the years have passed, so has the demand. The demand for locally grown and produced food has only risen.
You know, maybe 5 years ago, you wouldn't have that many customers coming through, one customer after the other, saying, where's the local and what's seasonal?
Jody Harden, a farmer and the man behind the Argenta Market, has spent years cultivating a market for locally grown food. The Argenta Market places a heavy emphasis on locally grown produce and locally raised and produced meats. And Harden said in recent years, the demand for these types of products has really increased as consumers become more educated about the taste of local food and how buying that food supports local farmers and the local economy. On the other side of the river in Little Rock, the newly opened Root Cafe is serving up locally grown lunches, ranging from Arkansas raised beef burgers to seasonal fruits and vegetables from local farms.
It's as local as we can make it. We really strive to offer a seasonal menu. We have a core menu that's available year-round.
Jack Sundell and his wife Corey own the Root Cafe, where a map and photo book help diners learn more about where their food is actually coming from. And both the Argenta Market and the Root Cafe work with farmers from all across Arkansas. Melissa, back to you.
All right, and a little more good news today. Central Arkansas now boasts a new pedestrian bridge. After months of construction, the Two Rivers Bridge is set to open to the public in just a couple of weeks. But a crowd of supporters got a first look at a dedication ceremony in Little Rock earlier today. KARK4's Wendy Suarez has more.
A tremendous showing today as hundreds of people turned out to get a sneak peek of the new Two Rivers Bridge. On the other side over there is Two Rivers Park and access to hundreds of miles of trails. Now you can bike all the way from downtown Little Rock to Pinnacle Mountain without ever getting on a road.
1, 2, 3.
At a ribbon-cutting event, U.S. Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood praised the project for offering Arkansans another way to get exercise and see nature. With the bridge's completion, Central Arkansas can now boast one of the largest sets of connected trails and paths in the country. Avid cyclists and runners are thrilled with the almost finished result.
It's great. It gets us to more biking places.
Fabulous. Now I can just ride from my house down and over. I don't have to get on Cantrell or any busy roads.
A sneak peek of the new bridge only lasted a few hours. You can see it's closed up while they finish the construction. You can take a look when it officially opens to the public Saturday, July 23rd. Reporting in Little Rock, Wendy Suarez, KARK 4 News.
And in Northwest Arkansas, a major groundbreaking on a project years in the making. The long-awaited Bella Vista bypass finally gets off the ground. The celebration was at the first construction site on Highway 72 just east of Hiwassee in Benton County. Dump trucks and cranes hard at work as local officials attended that groundbreaking. Residents in the area say the project has been talked about for the past 20 years. They feel it's a road that will bring in jobs and industry to the area.
The growth has been our lifeline, and my kids and my grandkids now can make a living here, and I hope it continues.
And officials say the portion of the project is expected to be completed in 2014. Next year, they will hold a funding referendum on highway projects to see where they're going to get the rest of the money.
A Springdale woman will not face charges for allegedly running over her sister. It is a KARK 4 News update. The Washington County prosecutor decided not to charge a woman who accidentally rolled over and killed her sister, Chantel Stokes, who slid off the car while leaning on it. This comes on the heels of an internal investigation conducted by the fire department, which clears officers after one witness claims the car fell off the jack while firefighters were attempting to rescue the victim. Officials say firefighters on the scene acted appropriately, took the proper actions, and made a quick decision to raise the vehicle on the driver's side to remove Stoltz out from under the car.
Still ahead, an influx of money helping a Depression-era bridge get a desperately needed revitalization.
And we're looking for showers in our forecast, and not so lucky this afternoon. Here in Little Rock, our high back in the mid-90s with very little rain around the state. More hot weather likely this weekend. How high those temperatures will get in your forecast coming up.
This is KARK 4 News at 6 in high definition with Jancy Sheets, Bob Clausen, meteorologist Brett Cummins, and sports with sports director Carrie O'Hara.